Hello, dear students from all over Egypt. Welcome to today's session. With you today, Ms. Wafa Hassoub, and today, inshallah, we will continue our wonderful platform, Qureo, and we will continue, inshallah, to chapter 8, Comprehensive Check. With programming and artificial intelligence, we want you all to know programming. So be with me. And the comprehensive check is about a review, okay, for 5 to 7. Well, we have here Cody says, thank you both for your hard work so far. Have you become masters of conditional branches? You remember conditional branches? We have if, and we had if else, and we had else if, and we showed you the difference between 3 of them. Okay, so the next lesson is another comprehension check. We will check your understanding of what you have learned so far. Well, now we have Ricky says, I'm a master of conditional branches, and it's a piece of cake for me. Please review just in case. Well, now we will start with a review with Cody and Rick. So, absolutely. Now let's do a comprehensive review of what we have learned from chapter 5 through 7. Okay, this time you have learned what's called conditional branches, in which a specified processing is performed when a specific condition is met, such as if, then do. Well, like if you score 100 on the test, you get an increased allowance. And that's right. So if you want to express if, then do in a program, you should write if conditional, and we have after that the processing. So let's try it with me. Here it says create your program as follows. Declare the variable science and assign 100 to it. Write it on a single line, okay? If the value of science is 100, output the reward is a cake. So let's write it with me. So it says declare the variable science, so let science and assign 100, so it equals 100, and end line with semicolon. If the value of science is 100, so now we write if, and we write science, okay, equals 100. So if the value of science is 100, output the reward is a cake. So we copy the reward is a cake, and after that we open the curly brackets, write console.log, open the parentheses, quotation marks, and paste it in the program with a semicolon and in the curly brackets. So let's see it here. So run code, and it says the word is a cake. Okay, so the conditional expression says, let's review the code. Well, let science equal 100 if science equal 100 console.log. Okay, if science equal 100 console.log, the word is a cake. And okay, let's write it again. You click reset code. Okay, so let science equal 100. And in the line after that, if, open the parentheses. No, not here, not here. Okay, so if and open the parentheses, signs equal 100. Oh, yes, what was the mistake here? I told you before that in if statements we should put two equal signs, and that's what we missed. Okay, so if signs equals 100, output to the console.log, and open the parentheses, okay, double quotation marks. We have here the word is cake, and end the program with a semicolon and end it with curly brackets. So let's check it here, and now it's great. That's why we are telling you to try to not forget any sign or write the letters in a wrong way. So any mistake, the code will not be put or output in the right way. Okay, so now we have here Cody say the conditional expression, the value of signs is equal to 100, was written with two equals as in signs and equal 100. When assigning a value to a variable, there is only one equal. When you want to compare the value of a variable to a numerical value, there are two equals. So equal, it means comparing. See whether it's equal 100 or not. So please be careful not to do that kind of mistake. Okay, come to think of it, the computer checks each time it runs to see if this conditional expression is true or not. As I told you before, if we have a conditional, okay, we must have an output first. But if we don't have it, then the computer will type true or false. So now we have a question. Well, would the following program output true or false? Well, let's see it with me. Let size equal 80 and console.log size, okay, equal 60. 60. I told you before, if the values aren't the same, then it's gonna be false because size here is 60 and size here is 80. So they are not the same. So it's not gonna be true. It will be false. And here is Cody is correct. That's perfect. I remember now it outputs true if it's correct and false if it's wrong. You just said that as if statement. Executes processing when the conditional expression is true. Now let's continue. Well, type into the editor if the variable size is 100, well, it's here, let size equal 80. The program would output the reward is a cake. So on the third line, enter your program as follows. Output no reward if the conditional expression doesn't apply. So look here, we need to write in the third line. So output no reward if the conditional expression doesn't apply. So we will write here else and open the curly brackets, console.log, open the parentheses and double quotation marks, and we will put no rewards. And it's a semicolon and close it. So the program as written in front of you. So let size equal 80. If size equal 100, as he is telling us, if size equals 100, let the program output the reward is a cake. But if not, okay, or output no reward if the conditional expression doesn't apply. So if not, we don't have another conditional here. That's why we can't bring else if. If we have another conditional, okay, we would write else if, but we don't have it. So now we will write only else. So else console.log no reward. Okay, let's run the code. And here it says no reward. Okay, so when conditional expression doesn't apply, you could write else processing to execute the specified processing. وبالتالي لما بيكون عندنا بالنسبة للكونديشن اللي موجود احنا اوريدي بنكتب الاوتبوت اللي هيكون موجود. طيب لو ما كانش في عندي اوتبوت فبنعمل ايه؟ فبنكتب else على طول وبنكتب البروسيسنج النهائي او الاوتبوت النهائي اللي المفروض هيطلع معايا. يعني احنا بنجيب else if لو كان في عندي شرط تاني غير الشرط الاولاني الخاص ب if. لا مش في شرط تاني فاحنا على طول بنكتب else وبنكتب الاوتبوت النهائي اللي انا عايزه يكون موجود. So I was once in a hurry because of all the brackets and parentheses and the curly brackets. I think I'm getting used to it a little. Do you also remember the comparison operator used in conditional expressions? The less than or equal and the greater than or equal and so on. Well, what was that? Aha, it's the one I used to test various rides at the amusement park. See if Cody could or couldn't ride them. Okay, so now let's try writing this code as a review for us. Well, create a program that outputs homework if the variable test is less than or equal. So we need to write it less than or equal 50, otherwise no homework. So otherwise no homework, it's written here, else console.log no homework. So we need to write this program, okay? So we will start with writing f and open the parentheses. It says if the variable test is less than, so we write test and less than or equal 50 and close the parentheses. See? So what's now? We needed to write no homework. No homework. Okay? No. We wanted to write homework if the variable test is less than or equal 50. So we will copy homework and write the curly brackets console.log. Open the parentheses, double quotation marks, Control and V, close it, and also close it. And in the program as usual, and as we start with a curly, end it with a curly. So if test, okay, less than or equal 50, console.log, homework. Let's check it with the run code and see what's gonna happen. Okay, so he outputs homework as we wrote it before. Okay, I have to use different operators for each conditional expressions, right? Now, finally, home or how to add a conditional expression, not if, not else. Well, what was it? So it's else if. How to write if A, okay, do something. Otherwise, if B, do another thing. So this is the conditional of else if. وبالتالي احنا عندنا قلنا الديفرنس ما بين او المعنى بتاع else if اني انا بقول له لو كان لو كان في عندي condition موجود، اوكي، طلع لي الاوتبوت او المخرج ده. طيب لو ده متحققش، لا يبقى انا كمان في شرط تاني موجود. يبقى else if لو كان الشرط التاني موجود خلاص طلع لي المنتج الكذا، لو كان في الشرط التالت موجود طلع لي منتج كذا. وبالتالي if عبارة عن ان بيبقى في عندي condition موجود، اوكي، وفي processing بتكون ناتجة عنه. else if نفس النظام، لازم يبقى في عندي condition B and a processing B. اوكي، طيب لو انا ما فيش عندي condition بالتالي يبقى بنكتب else وبنكتب ال processing على طول. اوكي، so that's right, you use else if to add a conditional expression. Now that I remember, let's try the problem with me. So let's write the whole code here. It says create your program as follows. Declare the variable test and assign 77. So let's declare it. Let test equal 77. And in the line, if variable test is 100, so now we write if, open the parentheses, write test. It's 100 means double, okay, equal signs, and we write 100. So if test equals 100, output what? Perfect score. So we will copy perfect score and write the curly console.log, open the parentheses, double quotation marks, Control and V, and voila. Okay. Otherwise, if the variable, so now we have another condition here. So the variable test is greater than or equal to 75. So the second line here, and we write else if. So else if the variable test, okay, is greater than, step by step, or equal 75, what should be output? Pass is the output. So we need to copy pass and open the curly brackets, console.log, and click paste and end it with a semicolon, end it with a curly bracket. So if condition 1, okay, do processing 1, or if condition A, do processing A. If else if condition B, do processing B. Well, if nothing, the two conditions happen, well, make up exam is output. So in this line, we will write else, only else. So let's do it. Else console, sorry, curly console dot log, open the parentheses and double quotation, make of exam, and it and curly brackets. Okay, so that's exactly what should be written. So let's check it and click run code and pass it the output from the program. Perfect. Now it's time for the comprehension check. If you get a clear or perfect score, you will be able to move on to the next lesson. Okay, I'm going to read it again on one last time and then try to do a comprehension check. So let's do the comprehension check with me. Go to midterm test. It's 7 questions and start from beginning. Okay, so first question says, create your program as follows. Declare the variable num and assign 7. So let's write let, okay, num equal 7 and in the line, if variable num is equal to 7, output correct. So we will write f, open the parentheses, num is equal to 7. So if num is equal, and as I told you before, in if statements, we need to put two things here, not only one. So he says if variable num is equal to 7, so we have to put it double equal signs. Okay, 7, output correct. So put the curly brackets, write console.log, open the parentheses, double quotation marks, copy the word correct and paste it here. And in the program, like that. Okay, so let's click run code to see whether it's correct or not. Let's revise it one more time. Let num equal 7. If num equal 7, okay, write console.log, correct. Okay, so let's click run code. And there is something that it's not correct here. Okay, let num equal 7. Okay, if num equal 7, console.log, correct. Well, let's write it again to check it and see what's the mistake. Okay, so declare the variable num. Let's write let num equal 7 and end the line. Okay, so if variable num is equal to 7, we write if and num, open the parentheses, and num k equal to 7. So what should be happen? Open the parentheses or open the curly brackets, console.log, and the double quotation marks, and we put the word correct. And the line, okay, with a semicolon and the curly brackets. So okay, let's click run code, and it's correct now. Okay, next. So please select the output result of the following program. It says let num equal 10. Console.log num, okay, equal 10. So what's gonna be the output here? I told you before, dear student. So if the same variable here or the same value as the same value here for the variable, then it's gonna be output true. If not, it's gonna output false. So as we can see here, num equals 10. And here the variable num equals 10. So it's gonna be true. Well, let's click next. Okay. Question 3 here. On the second line, enter the program you created as follows. If the value of the variable score is greater than or equal to 60, pass, otherwise fail. So we need to write here the part of if the value of the variable score. So we need to write score is greater than, so we write greater than or equal 60. And click run code. And it's pass. Click next. Well, select a program with the conditional expression, the value of the variable num is less than 20. So it's less than 20. So here num equal 20. Num is greater than or equal 20. And here num is less than or equal 20. We want only less. So this is the correct one. Num is less than 20. Click next. And question 5. So declare the variable num and assign 100 to it. So let num equal 100 and in the line. Okay. If variable num, so if num, okay, is equal to 100, what should be the processing port? Output correct. So console.log. Correct. And in the line and in the curly brackets. Well, if not, miss is output. So now we need to write the else statement. Okay, so it's else, open the curly brackets, console.log, and voila. Let's end it and click run code. Yeah, let's revise it one more time. Let num equal 100. Okay, if num equal 100, console.log correct. If not, so else console.log miss. Okay, let's click run code to see what's gonna be the output. And we have missed something. Okay, let's see it together. Okay, let num equal 100. If num equal 100, output correct. If not, miss is gonna be the output. So run code again. Okay, let's reset the code and write it all over again. So let num equal 100. And end it. Okay, the second part, if variable num is equal to 100, we write if, and we write num, okay, equal 100. Open the curly brackets and console.log. In the brackets and double quotation marks and voila, correct. End it and put the curly brackets. The third line is if not miss is output. So else, open the curly brackets and console.log. And the brackets and the double quotation marks, Control V, semicolon, and end it with a curly brackets. So let's click run code and see it now. So it's correct. Next, okay, question 6. Well, please select the output result of the following program. So let's score equal 92. If score equal 100, console.log perfect score. Else if score is greater than or equal 80, console.log so close. Else if score greater than or equal 60, console.log pass. So let's understand it with me. So if score equal 100, does it here equal 100? No, so it doesn't apply. Okay, يعني احنا عندنا هنا score equal 92. طيب هو بيقول لي لو score عندنا equal 100 so it doesn't apply. لا مش موجود، فبالتالي this processing is not gonna be output. مش هيطلع معانا هذا المنتج. طيب let's check the other line. Else if لو كان score عندنا is greater than or equal 80 so it's greater than 80. يبقى أنا عندي الشرط ده هو اللي هيتحقق، اللي هي إن هو هيطلع لي so close. طيب what about the third line? No, don't look to the third line، لأن إحنا قلنا قبل كده إن once a computer found a condition that applied خلاص he doesn't look to the third line or other lines. يعني وقت ما لقى إن في شرط حقيقي أهو موجود وهيتحقق فمش بيبص عندنا على الشرط اللي بعده، وبالتالي so close is gonna be the output. Click next. And if variable num is less than or equal to 3, output A. So here we need to write num A is less than or equal 3. And the second part here, if not, and if num is greater than, so write num A greater than or equal to 6. If not, output C. So now we need to write else. Let's click run code and see the output. So let's go to the results and voila, it's perfect. So that was the end for the mid test of comprehension check for chapter 8. From me, all best wishes. Inshallah, see you in the next chapter. Goodbye. See ya.